there guys, hope you're all well. This video is going to be entitled My Top 10 Mandela Effects. So with regard to this list that I've chosen, there are way more that I could have chosen than this, but I think 10 would be enough for now. So these are not going to be in any particular order as to ones that I think are going to be the most relevant, etc. And not all of them even apply to me, but I've maybe put it in this list because of the residual evidence connected to it. So, without further ado, Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's now life was like a box of chocolates. The reason why I started off with that one, that's the one that initially got me on board with this whole Mandela effect thing, to even look into it. I was certain it was life is like a box of chocolates. Now, some of these that I'm going to mention are maybe movie quotes. And people, debunkers may just say, oh yeah, but look, this website says these are the top 10 most misquoted films and what have you. Yeah, you just don't get the Mandela effect. Because there's more in this list than just film quotes. But the Forrest Gump one, that's the one that got me on board. I've even been to Bubba Gump Shrimp, the restaurant in Leicester Square area in London. And they have the quote written on t-shirts there. Life is like a box of chocolates. I asked the staff members. They know it as life is like a box of chocolates. Yeah. The second one is, again, these are no in particular order, the Silence of the Lambs film. So I actually watched that last night because Moneybags said that there was a line that had changed in it. So just to paint you the picture, I had never seen the film until last night. So I didn't know of the, excuse me, I didn't know of the line where he goes, "Hello, Clarice." I didn't know of that because I had never seen the film. However, I asked my girlfriend at the time, before the film, before me saying anything, she knew exactly what it was. And the reason why I'm using this one as an example, even though I don't particularly know it, there is so much evidence online. You look on YouTube, you've got other films referencing it, you've got residue everywhere on that one. So for me, that I'm pretty certain it would have said that. Again, I know debunkers could jump in and say, yeah, but many people were getting it wrong, and then people are perpetuating the Perpetual. There we go. People are perpetuating the mistake. I think it's a lot more than that. That excuse gets quite boring. This one is, or these two, I've bunched these ones together, so I suppose in a sense it's 11 that I'm doing on here, but there you go. So the Lord's Prayer. This one made me laugh when I saw what it had changed to now, where it's saying in earth and it's saying debtors as opposed to trespassers. Yeah, so Our Father who art in heaven. That's how I know it, the full prayer on there. It's now changed, it's completely different. I've actually got a video where I have found the Lord's Prayer written in old newspaper clips. So they obviously know it how I know it. But apparently that prayer doesn't any longer exist. Also the phrase in the Bible, judge not lest ye be judged, apparently no longer exists. I found newspaper clippings where it did exist at some stage. And I personally know that one because I don't like people judging me, and I try my best not to judge other people. So for me personally, that was an interesting one because that's one that I've always remembered from the Bible. Again, I'm not a theologian, not a scholar. I've said that in every video I've mentioned the Bible, but those personally affected me. On to Star Wars. So where I stand with Star Wars, I wasn't a die-hard fan or anything like that, but I used to go to car boot sales when I was younger. Would be given like £1 pocket money, and I'd be able to choose to buy a little figure from one of the stores. And I remember I bought an all gold C3PO figure, as clear as day. He didn't have a silver calf, a silver shin, a silver lower leg. I would have, again, the way my brain thinks, even as a youngster, I would have thought, well, why has he got a silver leg? Is there an attachment, missing an accessory? Is it just worn? Is it worn out for some reason? I just remember that I know that I would have thought something more to it. And also, again, this is kind of bunching the Star Wars ones. Luke, I am your father. I know on these websites it's saying this is one of the most misquoted lines. Fair enough. I would have, if that was all that it was, I would have said, okay, maybe everyone's just got it wrong. It's just one of them things. But there is so much residue on this one now. I think that for any naysayers to deny it is ludicrous, in my opinion. So you've got the James L. Jones. There's 2 or 3 videos where he's saying, Luke, I am your father. There's one in particular where he's looking at the script and goes, oh, how am I gonna how am I gonna deliver this lie or something to that effect, saying, Luke, I am your father. He's saying it, so the actor who played Darth Vader is getting the line wrong. He also makes a joke where he's saying a Luke, I am your father joke. There is also a shoebox on eBay before that was, they were official Star Wars sneakers, trainers, and in just near the barcode bit, it said, Luke, I am your father official trainers, or official sneakers, or whatever the wording was. There's also a little Christmas tree decoration, almost like a bauble that would hang on the tree, and it has a sensor on it so that when you walk past, it goes, Luke, I am your father. Again, official products getting this sort of stuff wrong. Phrases, it just doesn't wash with me. It's how people can look beyond that is beyond me. I don't understand it. This was a massive one for me. So I'm born in January, early January. The Capricorn sign. This one actually made me laugh out loud when I saw this one. I couldn't believe it. Oh, I've just lost my pen there. I'm always holding onto my pen when I do these videos. So the Capricorn sign is now a goat fish or a mergoat. So bearing in mind that is my star sign. So I've previously looked into things like astrology, star signs in general, like what are the main characteristics of star signs. I have never ever heard of the word mergoat, not even with regard to star signs, just never, period. I'd never heard of a mergoat or a goatfish. I had never heard of those two things on any time I've read any magazine, web page, newspaper. I've never heard of that. Because one of the main characteristics of the Capricorn is that they're very grounded. So I would have assumed, again, with my way of thinking, well, how could it be so grounded if it has a fishtail? Surely it must be some sort of water creature, whatever you'd call it. So again, that one made me laugh. Wacky races. For those of you that remember it, Dick Dastardly and Muttley. There are a few other characters. I think there was one called Lady Penelope, if I remember. Well, I say if I remember, that's if she exists. She might not exist anymore. So there was a little segment in there which was similar to how the Simpsons have Itchy and Scratchy, where it just comes up every now and again. And they're fighting with each other. So there's this little section in there where it goes, catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon, catch the... That's the whole song, is catch the pigeon. That has now changed to stop the pigeon. So again, I put a video out about this before. To me, that doesn't even make sense, because they're trying to, in the video, they're trying to catch the pigeon with a net. I've never heard of the phrase, oh, I'm going to stop that fish with this net. It doesn't even make sense. So that one is ridiculous. The Monopoly man no longer having a monocle. This one is quite a huge one for me. I'm pretty sure everyone's played Monopoly at some stage in their life or knows of the game. And no, before anyone says, I had never seen, there's some I put up a video about this as well, and someone was saying about some Mr. Peanut or something like that, who has a top hat, a monocle and some little shoes on. I had never, prior to me putting up that Monopoly video, had never even heard of that Mr. Peanut character. We don't have that Peanut character in the UK. So that's completely void. That comment, that is pointless, because I'd never even heard of him. I would be hard pressed, or you'd be hard pressed to ask many people from the UK, or probably anyone outside of the US, I would imagine. I don't know where they export it to, but to know about Mr. Peanut, I don't think many people would know who he is outside of the US. So he no longer has a monocle. Now, I've got a weird story about this, actually, which I forgot to mention in a previous video. So I was recently in New York about a week ago. And on my way back to JFK Airport, the car was driving real slow. There's a lot of traffic, as I'm sure anyone knows that's been there. It's just traffic everywhere. And I saw this. So I have never seen an item of clothing with the Monopoly Man on it. Bearing in mind, this was just after this whole Monopoly video that I put up I put that up just before I went to New York. So just on my way home, there was this cool looking kid that walked past, and he had a backpack on with the Monopoly Man with no monocle, which was in a kind of graffiti style. And I thought, that's ironic that I don't recall ever seeing anyone with any items of clothing with the Monopoly Man on there. But again, I know what people will say. Maybe you have seen it, but you're just more aware of it now. I understand all that. And then in my head, I said to myself, I said, or I don't know if I said it to myself, I just said it in my head. I said, okay, if I was meant to see that, show me another sign. And I kid you not, this is unbelievable. So about 2 minutes later, bearing in mind the car is slowly cruising past, lots of traffic at this point, I look to the left out of the window. There is a school called Nelson Mandela Academy, or Nelson Mandela School, or something to that effect. I kid you not. I swear on my life this story happened. And I laughed to myself, and then the driver kind of looked around to see like what I was laughing at, because it was just me in the taxi. Absolutely true story. On to the next one. So we have got Lazy Boy armchairs, and I think they may do couches and sofas as well. So I know it as Lay hyphen Z or Z hyphen boy, BOY. That's no longer the case. It's now Lazy Boy. So this one is one that I had looked at previously when I was younger, because I always thought, oh, I want one of those chairs, they look amazing, etc., etc. But logically now, LA-Z boy, so Lazy Boy is how it's spelled now. It doesn't make phonetic sense. So this one, you can't look at that and go, oh yeah, it's Lazy Boy chairs, because it's meant to be lazy, because that's the whole idea of it. So again, if people look at that and say it's always been Lazy Boy, then I don't know. This is a big one here. So again, I said that these were in no particular order. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That is now magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? So there's actually two changes in that many people seem to miss out, the one of all. There is no way that this is magic mirror. I'm sorry, there is no way. So this one is affecting people of all ages. So I put a video up about this ages ago. This was one of the first kind of effect videos I put up. It's had quite a few views now. There's a lot of kids that have commented on it saying, yeah, but there's a film called Mirror Mirror out now. So I've not seen this film, but a lot of the 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds, what have you, they'll be writing, yeah, that there's a film called Mirror Mirror now. Why don't they call the film Magic Mirror? You've got official Disney books where it says Mirror Mirror in the book. And then I've seen people comment saying, oh, maybe you know it from the Brothers Grimm version of this. Are you telling me that the average kid, the average person, is going to read the Brothers Grimm version before they see the Disney version? I think you're slightly deluded if you think that's the case. Considering I only really knew about the Brothers Grimm a couple of years ago. So, yeah, people come up with silly explanations. I mean, that's an unrealistic explanation in my mind. There's official Hallmark and Disney mugs that have said "Mirror, mirror on the wall" on the mug. So official Hallmark, the brand, and official Disney. So they're getting it wrong. So there's two sets of people that would have to, I guess, proof check it in two separate companies getting it wrong. Again, you've got the books that say "Mirror, mirror on the wall." You've got, well, I know there's more evidence on that one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there definitely is. There's other references in films, songs, countless references where they're saying "mirror, mirror on the wall." Yeah, I just think it's ludicrous that people say, "Oh, it's always been magic mirror," but again, that is the effect. It's possibly a merging of realities, or it's mass hypnosis, whatever you want to call it. There's some sort of effect. Leads me on to the last one, which this is one that was on James Corden's Late Night Karaoke, I think it's called, where he'll have people in his car, they'll drive around, they'll sing songs and have a laugh and stuff like that. So he had some celebrities in there. They were singing the "We Are the Champions" song by Queen. And they all pause, so it's Julia Roberts, George Clooney, and Gwen Stefani right at the end of the song, at the climax of the song, when they go, "Of the world," and then it kind of drags out the note. They're all in bated breath, waiting to finish off that part of the song, and it just doesn't play. So if you just saw that, you'd say, okay, maybe it's just done it for some sort of TV joke. Wrong. You go and check your MP3 now. You go and check your CD, tape, cassette if you own one. That would be amazing. Yeah, it no longer ends "of the world." You look on any YouTube videos of their official videos where they did recording sessions in the studio, the actual version that was released for CD release, it just as if that bit doesn't exist. So there is a video of the Live Aid live version where he's singing it, Freddie Mercury, where he does say "of the world," and this is what a lot of debunkers are saying. This is what my mum said to me. She said, "Yeah, but there's a Live Aid version where he finishes it like that." And I said, "Well, that's great, but I had never heard that Live Aid version prior to even looking into this. I'm a fan, but I'm not like a mega fan where I want to know every single piece of work that someone's done. I like that song. I know that song when it comes on in a pub, when it comes on in a bar or something, at the end of the night. When you just hear it, it almost becomes ingrained in you, like a memory." Exactly. Yeah, so that's my list of 10 there, guys. It's not limited to these 10. There are literally tens of hundreds, if not thousands, of these changes. There's the ones that I haven't even mentioned here, so there's many people's names. There's a guy called Eli Whitney. Oh, sorry, my phone's just going. There's a guy called Eli Whitney who invented the cotton gin. So history now tells us he is white. Many people remember him being black. I've actually found newspaper clippings that clearly state that he is a black man. They're talking about Black History Month, and they say Eli Whitney is a black man. You go on YouTube now, type in Eli Whitney. One of the top searches is for the History Channel. They did a documentary on him. He's a white man. Type it in on Google, a picture of a white man comes up. Whether that's a Mandela effect or whether that's someone just being caught changing history, I don't know. But that's why I didn't include that in the top 10 list. That's like an honourable mention. But that is all from me for now, guys. For those of you that haven't seen any of my videos previously, if you find anything I've said interesting, I've actually created a playlist on this channel with Mandela effect related items only. There's music on there and other stuff, but just click the Mandela effect one. There's tens of videos on there. I don't know, maybe 60 videos or something like that, all on Mandela effects, or videos of me talking rubbish, I guess, like this one. But that's all from me, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers. Bye.